What's up, guys? Maul here with another vid. Maul's Mind. This time, we're gonna speak about boundaries, or my personal experience of boundaries, and uh, how it all ties together with how I've been feeling, and hopefully, you can relate somehow, some way, somebody, whoever's watching. Um, Boundaries. Let's start off with I don't really have any. Or I have some, but I don't enforce them as much as I should. Um, I I have a lot of people pleasing tendencies at certain points, and sometimes that can get in the way of some things, or not. It can get in the way of some things, but it can affect how you feel. Because you didn't set a boundary, and now you have to deal with certain things. But like for right now, I want to say it's like the boundaries, how other people feel, and how you feel. That's what. Let's try to do it like that. Now, I've realized that I need to better establish boundaries, or I need to do a better job establishing boundaries. And to make a full circle thing, new cycles, new lessons, new levels. I thought I was passing lessons with flying colors. Evidently, I was not. I felt like I was learning certain things, but in a certain manner, like only because like that was enough time for that anyway. So uh, boundaries. I I'm very protective about how other people feel, or I'm very cautious about how I make other people feel. And saying it out loud is like, that don't even, what goods does that serve you? But when you kind of grow up being an observer and seeing how people uh, interact, just in general, you kind of don't want to play the same role, or you don't want to follow in those footsteps. So um, if you know better, do better type of thing. But there's a line. You know, you don't have to follow them, but you also have to set the boundaries and protect yourself from any other extra energy that probably shouldn't be around you. A lot of people kind of move with a fraudulent sense of self, and or a fraudulent energy. I don't know. It's just not good energy, you know. And they'll bring that around you, and because you are trying to keep the peace or be understanding, sometimes they end up walking all over you. And you may not even think that that's going on, but like they're getting away with a lot of stuff, when in reality you should have parked it. Should have parked it like from jump. And you know that's also about being too nice sometimes. But in a world like this, it's like, damn, why not be nice? There's a bunch of negativity all around. Why do I have to fucking be so? Pardon me, but why do I have to be so harsh? I'd rather not be, but that's just the reality. So it's like you have to learn how to be offensive and defensive with your energy. Set those boundaries, accept people for who they are, and not even deal with it. you know. But if they try to impede on your energy, putting up that shield, and you know, that's the best way to go. Now, I'm realizing that like I said in the beginning, I have people pleaser energy, and I'm always not trying to. I'm always trying to avoid confrontation, and I guess because I've that's what I've seen a lot of the time, especially when I was growing up. Just a lot of confrontation between people that supposedly cared about each other. So I guess um, that's part of the reason why like you try to be nice because you come from such anger and you don't want to reflect or repeat the same cycle. So you tend to care about people's feelings more than you care about yourself or your own feelings. You know, but with the silver lining with that is like not stooping down to their level as far as letting people get a rise out of you and things of that nature. You know, so you kind of just let them go on how they were going on, no matter how it affected So that part right there is something that you need to identify. Or I'm saying you, but I'm really speaking about me. But it's something that you need to identify in order to have that balance and protect yourself, and just move accordingly. It's best to do that. It's just best to find that balance, to find that type of protection, to not be a people pleaser and not be a pushover, and to not be afraid of what people think. You know what I mean? And sometimes you end up caring about other people's feelings more than you care about yourself. And that's toxic right there. As like I didn't look at it like that until just now, but that's kind of a toxic relationship with self, right? Because it's like, why do I care about your feelings more than I care about mine? you know, so kind of gets down to that. 1 second. Sorry about that. Point was caring about other people's feelings more than I care about mine, or vice versa, however you feel. Um, and that's not the greatest or healthiest way to go about things. So then it kind of comes to question: how do you feel? You know, like, why do you feel that way? Why do you feel as if everybody needs to be understood, but nobody understands you? Like, how do they feel, and how do you feel? For me personally, it's always like, trying to be the person that wasn't really there when I was growing up. That understanding type of figure, I guess. Just in all aspects, just at all points, just have a certain having a certain level of empathy. Ding ding ding. that word right there. Being very empathetic, very empathic. I'm only speaking for myself, but that's something that I feel has been at the center of it all. It's being very empathic and just understanding everybody else and how they feel. But the problem with that is, like, do you even know how you feel? Can you feel how you feel? You feel everybody else's feelings. What about yours? You know? So it gets to a point where you have to assert boundaries so you can protect yourself and be that person that you need for yourself. You understand? That's essentially what I'm trying to say. That's the full circle moment. It's about having boundaries in order to be your authentic self and protect yourself, but also being who you are at the same time. And if people don't like the boundary, then that's on them. But boundaries are important. And being empathic or empathetic or whatever can be draining. It can be very draining. And people won't know what you're dealing with because you're you. But you have to protect yourself at all costs. That's the main point of this video here. Boundaries. The importance of boundaries. How do you feel? And express that in a way that's not malicious, or however you feel, whatever helps. You know, sometimes it's best to get it off like that. Shit. So they can stop whoever. So the boundary could be asserted and is understood. Period. But that's it for the most part that I have to say on this topic. Yeah, that's all I have. I tried my best. Had a little pause moment, but I feel like we got to the point. Proud of myself. Kept it flowing. But yeah, boundaries. It's important how you feel. You know what I mean? It's not always about how they all feel. What about you? How do you feel? So yeah, this is Maul with another look into Maul's mind. See you next time.